May 1st through 3rd, 1987. Eden was alive then. She couldn't have died in that plane crash.
Cruz? Cruz? Wake up. Time for work.
So, what are you doing here?
Well, you fell asleep on the couch, and I started to go home, but I got a little dizzy. I guess I inhaled more of that exhaust than I thought. Hope it's all right that I stayed.
Oh, yeah. You feeling better this morning?
Much. Even the headache is gone. How about you?
Oh, I'm fine.
Good. You didn't seem fine last night. We were talking about Eden. In fact, that's another reason why I didn't want to leave you alone.
Okay, Eleanor, I don't need you to take care of me, really. I'm perfectly capable of looking after myself.
No, I know that. I know. I just thought that since you started to confide in me...
No, wait a minute. I don't have time to talk. I gotta meet Burke in 10 minutes.
Hey, Cruz, look around, sir. You're here? What the heck are you doing here?
Forget the oatmeal. I'm gonna make you an omelet this morning.
We don't have any eggs.
I got the eggs right here. Might have to use more of them than you used to, but they're real good. Plover eggs. You ever seen a plover? Not too many people have. Kind of a cross between a quail pheasant. Eden, I'm sorry I messed up your birthday party. I hope you're not still upset.
Kane, it scares me when you get drunk. You got so enraged the other time I didn't know what you were going to do. Then yesterday you go running out of here and you almost kill yourself.
All right, so I won't drink anymore. Does that solve the problem?
I don't know.
Eden, what do you want from me?
I want you to not get upset every time I talk about going home. That's the idea, isn't it? That you're trying to get me well? Kane, you can't expect me to stay here forever.
Irene, would you please call the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control and request a list of all the bars with names ending in the letters D-O? Yeah, and then repeat the procedure with the liquor authorities of all the southwestern states. Yes, I'm sure they'll all think it's just as strange as you do, Irene, but get it for me by this afternoon, please. Thank you.
I got here as soon as I could. What is going on?
I think I finally have the Everhart case
I'm not talking about the Everhart case, and you know it. I'm talking about the phone call that I answered here last night.
I told you that was a crank call.
Yeah, and then you hung up on me.
There was nothing more to say. Besides, I wasn't in a place where I could talk.
Yes, I know Victoria doesn't like me calling you at home, but I felt that this was important, especially when I picked up the phone and someone told me that Eden was alive. And this isn't the first time he called, is it?
You're making this too melodramatic, as usual, Julia.
Mason, I have been here several times when you have picked up that phone, hung up that phone, and it's been as white as a sheet. This is the same person that's been making the calls. Right?
Yeah.
Well, don't you think that we should do something about it?
There is nothing to do, Julia. You know as well as I do that I made a lot of enemies, especially when I was DA. A few weeks ago, an attempt was made on my life by a man I had convicted. Now, why wouldn't somebody like that take advantage of a vulnerability as obvious as Eden's death?
Mason, you didn't even flinch when you got those letters that were threatening your life. You've been a wreck for days. And I think it has something to do with the phone calls.
Well, you're wrong.
Have you told anybody about this?
No. And it has to remain strictly confidential between the two of us.
Doesn't Victoria know?
No, there was no reason to tell her.
Mason, what are you so worried about confidentiality when you think they're crank calls anyway?
Because the last thing I need is for Cruz or my father or Sophia to get wind of these calls. They might take them seriously.
Well, I have to admit, when I got the call, I started to wonder myself. Do you think there's any truth to this, Mason? Do you think Eden could be alive?
No, it's totally impossible.
Fine, I'm still not going to let you ignore this like you did the letters that almost got you killed. If you have an enemy from the past, then I think that we should call the police.
No. No police. Are you listening to me? I don't want anyone else involved.
All right, I won't say anything, all right? But I think you're being foolish.
Fine. Now that we've got that settled, this is the issue we should be discussing.
I'm surprised Victoria gave that to you.
Oh, it's only a copy.
Of course, the real one is probably very secure in a vault somewhere.
How could you do anything this foolish?
It's not foolish, Mason. It was necessary.
Julia, I'm the baby's father. For you to draw up papers disavowing any claim to my support was not only unnecessary, it was selfish and irresponsible.
Let me explain.
No. That was really dumb for me to ask what you're doing here. I mean, I would have to be an idiot, right? Not to know. Just tell me one thing. Okay? How do you manage it? How do you manage it? I mean, somehow I don't think of Cruz for the kind of kiss me at gunpoint kind of a guy.
Do you want an insult me, Pearl, or do you want an explanation?
An explanation? No, I don't need an explanation. I mean, what the heck? It's a free world, right? A lot freer than I thought it was, even.
Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, I just came to see if you knew where she was, and lo and behold, here she is.
Something wrong at the office or something?
No, there's nothing wrong at the office. I'll get out of here.
I think that maybe he was jumping to the wrong conclusions.
Oh, yeah, well, they are easy to jump to, don't you think?
Yeah, but I tried to explain before you came out.
Don't worry about it. I'll talk to him when I get down there. Do you know where Carmen is? She's not in her bed.
Yeah, she left you a note right on your desk. She went out jogging on the beach.
Damn it. I told her I didn't want her wandering around alone out there.
Cruz, how much trouble can she get into on the beach at 9 o'clock in the morning?
According to what I've seen, Eleanor, a great deal.
You know, Carmen is going to stop listening to you altogether if you don't back off a little.
Uh-huh. So what would be your advice to me? Should I let her do whatever she wants, maybe? Would that be
No,
it?
Cruz, that's not what I'm saying. It's just you've been like a watchdog. She needs a brother, not a keeper.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something, Eleanor. When did you first realize that you were an expert on every subject under the sun?
I never said that.
No, well, then you never listened to yourself. How many times have you taken responsibility for a girl like my sister?
Well, I've never actually taken...
I didn't think you had. So let me give you some advice. Butt out.
Well, I guess if I were really an expert on all things, I would have figured out how to handle you without making you fly off the handle.
Well, excuse me if I don't like people trying to run my life.
Yeah, I've noticed that. In fact, I've noticed a lot of things about you, Cruz.
I didn't say you had to stay here forever.
Well, you may as well have. You get so upset every time I talk about going home.
Well, if I get defensive, it's because this place is my home. And I love it. And I don't think there's another place like it. It's been good to you.
I never argued that.
No, but you keep talking about wanting to go home, and you seem anxious about getting out of here. It's like you haven't learned to appreciate this place.
Kane, I understand why it is that you love this place. It's beautiful country.
No, you don't understand. It's not the country. All my life, I've had a dream about a freedom and a privacy that I never thought I would find, but I have found it here. Since I brought you here, I prayed that you would learn to love this place and everything it has to offer, just like I do.
I see what you're saying, Kane.
No, I don't think you do. I was a broken man when I came here, in body and soul. But I found shelter and a peace that nurtured me to healing. You can find it, too, if you just let it happen.
I have found it. But it isn't this place. It's because I found a friend who has nurtured and guided me back to health. I hope you'll always help me.
You know I will.
You chose to come here. You were seeking solitude. You desperately needed to get away from everything.
Yeah, and I found happiness here.
Well, before I came here, I was happy. Happier than I've ever been in my whole life.
You can be happy here, too.
Not in total isolation. This is what you need and what
if
you
want. If you just stop expecting it to be like...
I will never be happy unless I'm with Cruz. This is your world. Cruz is mine.
And everything that comes with him? He's from a world that is filled with cruelty and hatred and duplicity and death. Is that the kind of world you want to go back to?
There's death here, too.
But not killing.
The game that you hunt hunts other prey and so on.
For food. For food.
If Suli were out there somewhere, wouldn't you want to be with her? Wouldn't you do anything?
She's not out there. She's dead. And maybe we weren't meant to be together. Maybe there's something stronger than you think that brought you here.
I don't believe that.
I'm not asking you to. But look around here and compare it to out there. I mean, there's an order, a purity of cause and effect that you're not going to find out there. That's why you have to stay here with me.
Until I'm well.
You are not going to be well anywhere but here. Don't you understand that? You have to stay here to survive!
Are you insinuating that I'm not capable of offering my child a secure financial future?
Not at all.
Then why are you objecting to the document? I've renounced any claims to take your money now or in the future. Believe me, I have taken every step possible to make sure that my child is financially secure.
There wasn't any need for it.
No, there really wasn't any need for a legal document. You know very well that I would never try to take money from you. But it seems to be a bone of contention with Victoria. Mason, I thought you'd be thanking me for the gesture, not complaining about it.
Why? I didn't ask for this. I refused to sign the papers that Victoria had drawn up.
Well, then you're lucky, because you didn't get hooked into having to compromise your pride.
You're making a very great effort to dictate my financial involvement in this matter. Are you going to try to dictate my emotional involvement as well?
Mason, I told you...
I don't care what you told me, Julia. From the beginning of this, you've tried to turn it into some kind of deal memo, some cold, strict contract. Well, you found out otherwise. It doesn't work that way. We're not talking about goods and services here. We're talking about a baby. Our baby.
My baby.
I'm the father. There's not a damn thing you can do about that, Julia. You can't ask me to feel nothing for it, and you certainly can't ask me to do nothing for it.
It's in writing, Mason. I can't...
Oh, come on, Julia. You know as well as I do that that statement of yours isn't worth the paper it's written on. You look at me and tell me that you don't think the father-to-be deserves consideration.
As much as I hate backing off in an argument with you. I haven't got the energy. The past few weeks of this pregnancy have really taken a toll on me.
I know it can't have been easy for you. Working here and dealing with all of this as well.
I can handle it. For a lot of reasons. I can't wait until this baby is born.
I can't either. You better sit down. See, I've become something of an expert on pregnant women.
Thanks. And don't try to butter me up because I can't back out of this thing even if I wanted to.
Well, I didn't think I could win you over that easily. I do expect to win back the possibility of assisting you with the child support.
Mason, I already told you.
Mason Capwell. I can't talk now. I'm not alone.
That was him, wasn't it?
No, that was a personal call.
Mason, where are you going? What are you doing?
I have to go take care of some personal business, that's all.
I don't think that you should be dealing with this by yourself.
With what?
Give me a little credit, will you?
Julia, the best thing you can do for me is to take care of yourself and the baby and not waste any energy worrying about me.
Cruz should be here any minute.
All right, well, did you and Cruz find anything, any kind of news yet? Anything at all?
I think you're better off talking to Cruz about that. He's the one that's subject to the latest information on this.
Yeah, which is absolutely nothing, right?
Now, wait a minute. I don't want you giving up on me.
Look, I don't give up. The police have, believe me. I get the sense that you think there's absolutely no chance we're ever going to find him.
I'm sorry, I gotta get that. I'll be right back. Okay.
Hey, Jim.
Look, they're putting these up all over town.
Look, I really think it's a little too late for this. Johnny's probably not even in Santa Barbara right now.
Rick, but maybe someone will see him and they could tell us something so we could find him.
I really wish I could believe that. But every day that goes by, the trail gets colder. That means we get even less chance of finding him ever.
I wish I could go back and do it all over again.
Jane, it doesn't do any good to even talk
Look, I mean,
about
you know,
it.
I thought he was sick, and I thought something was going to happen to him, and I never would have thought twice that the paramedics weren't who they said they were. Now he's gone, and it's my fault. I wouldn't blame you for hating me.
Jane, I don't hate you. I simply want to find my son.
Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. Look at, Brick, there's no point in you looking at that, man.
Are all these kids missing?
That's misleading. The majority of those kids were taken by a parent or a grandparent in a custody dispute.
Man, there's thousands of them here going back years. What?
It's not the same situation, Brick.
Oh, I see. So, in other words, if Johnny was taken by a relative, at least we'd have some kind of a lead, which we don't right now, right?
Well, I may have a lead, actually.
Well, what is it?
Well, I don't want to get your hopes up, man, because it may not pan out to be anything.
What?
You know?
Tell me.
Well, I got a tip that a fake ambulance was stored in a warehouse down on De La Vina, and it occurs to me a fake ambulance might have been used in Johnny's kidnapping, so I got an appointment with the owner.
An appointment? Come on, what are we doing? Let's go.
I mean, you're not going to go with me.
Yes, oh, yes, I am.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Look, Cruz, my son has been taken away from me. And all I've been able to do is wait. I go to the police, they tell me that they have no leads, there's nothing they can do. Well, I have to do something. You got it? So, man, if I go home, I'm going to look at his toys, I'm going to begin to wander around his room, and I'm going to lose my mind. Now, please, this guy's got anything at all that could help me get to these kidnappers. I have to be there.
Calm down, man. Look, you can come along, but you got to remember that you're there to to witness. I'm going to ask the questions, all right? You can stand there, you can listen, whatever, but I'm going to talk. You're going to listen, all right?
Right.
Kane, are you telling me there's something I have to be afraid of?
What?
You said I had to stay here to survive. Do you honestly think there's some danger out there facing me?
There's danger everywhere. And there's crime and pollution. People who don't care about you, who want to use you.
You mean like the woman who's responsible for doing this to me?
Yeah. I mean, there's people like that all over the place.
There's all kinds of people, period. There's also people who care and support me back home.
You said the reason you were staying here is because you didn't want people to pity you.
I don't.
Think about it. Think about it. If you went back to them now, in that wheelchair, still not being able to get around the way you want to.
I'm not going to be in this wheelchair forever.
Not if you let me help you. See, I don't believe, even with all their money and the parade of medical experts that they'll have look at you, that they're going to be able to do anything for you that I haven't already done for you here.
Kane, I know I'd still be lying in that bed if it weren't for you.
No. You are the one that is doing the work. You and the clean air and the fresh food and the healing power that's as much a part of this place as the grass. You have to be here for the miracle to work.
I feel like I'm taking steps backwards. I thought for sure once I got on the crutches that I would get all my strength back.
No, it's not going to happen that fast. But someday soon, you won't have to have me to bring you your food or do things for you, carry you down to the lake.
Well, if you're trying to tell me that I'm not self-reliant, I already know.
I am not trying to hurt you. But if you are determined to walk into your home and greet your family and Cruz and have them see you the way they remember you being, you're going to have to give yourself a lot more time.
Meyson wanted me to sign some stock certificates.
Yes, well, as you can see, he's not here.
Obviously. I must say I'm not surprised to find you here. Are you waiting for him too?
No, I'm just doing some research. Now I finished, and I'm leaving.
Where is he?
He ran an errand. He should be back shortly. Meyson Capital's office.
Isn't that Mason's private line?
Yes, it is.
Well, why did you answer it?
Force of habit, I guess.
I don't think so. You didn't start toward that phone until I did.
Victoria, why would I care if you answered the phone or not?
You know, I'm wondering the same thing. I'm also wondering why you weren't surprised that whoever it was hung up on you.
I was surprised.
No, you weren't. You were acting as if you expected it to happen.
Victoria, if you're thinking of opening your own detective agency, I think you should try to practice this on somebody else because...
Julia! What's going on here?
All right. Meyson has been getting crank calls at the office. That's it. That's all.
He's been getting them at home, too. You said there's nothing to worry about.
It's probably right.
Probably? Well, what are the calls about?
I don't know, Victoria. I really don't know. I just know that it's putting him on edge. I'm sure you noticed that.
Well, you know, Julia, we have had a lot of problems lately, and it's difficult to discern which one is troubling him.
He's under a lot of pressure, and I don't know how much more he can take.
You know more than you're telling me.
Victoria, you're going to have to take your curiosity to your husband. I'm sorry.
I want the truth now.
clumsy of me. You were going to call Mason Catwell again, weren't you?
Yes.
And what happened to your mystical Apache sixth sense? You can move without sound, you can become invisible, but you don't notice that Mason Capwell is sitting across the restaurant taking notes?
I would have seen him.
Sure. It was really stupid to keep making the calls from this restaurant. And why you got a job here is beyond me. I'm not paying you to moonlight.
I need to be where I can observe him easily.
Well, then stop worrying about the dirty dishes so much and observe. And no more phone calls from this place.
All right, you've made your point.
Good. Besides, I think we've kept him in suspense long enough. It's time to move in for the kill.
All right, so what did he say?
Well, Turner says he rented the warehouse garage to a guy named Stedman, whose address is 33 Sand Dune Road. He paid cash.
When was the last time you saw him?
Well, not since the day he rented the garage. Apparently, Turner isn't around here much.
So what, that's it? That's all?
Well,
let me talk to him, man.
Rick, wait a second, man. I got everything there is to get out of the guy, believe me.
Look, it's the middle of the month. Maybe the Stedman guy will come back and renew the lease.
No, we can't count on that, Jane. They probably know we're on to him by now.
That's the man. The paramedics. I mean, this is the same uniform.
You sure?
No, Rick, it's not the same.
Where's my son? What did you do with the brick?
I shouldn't be gone too long. I'll pick up the supplies we need, and I'll be back by mid-afternoon.
Kane, what did the man think at the general store when you bought that makeup?
I don't know. I had a girlfriend, maybe. Did you want me to pick up something else for you?
No, thanks.
Is there anything you need me to do for you before I go?
No. You know, I hope one day soon, I'll be able to hike to the general store with you.
I'll be back in a while.
You're going to pay for this,
hey, buddy.
I'm sorry.
You punch me? You tell me you're sorry?
Hey, man, you're okay. Look, hey, just a second. You got any kids? Come here, let me talk. What? You got a kid?
Yeah. So what?
Well, see, this guy has a son who just got kidnapped by somebody wearing a uniform exactly like yours. You understand? That's what we're doing. We're trying to find out who did it.
No wonder he's out of his mind.
Yeah, so let it ride, okay? You work around here? You work out of this garage?
No. Our garage down the street about half a block. Forget about it, all right? But the lift's not going to kill me. I hope you find your kid.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I think something good came out of this. At least I understand why the fake ambulance didn't attract any attention. If those guys are working around the block, they got real ones coming in and out of here all the time.
All right, fine, but why would they bring Johnny here?
Well, I don't know. But with what we got in the Stedman guy, we finally have a shot at finding out. Let's hit it.
This is a lot of fun, isn't it? Go ahead, enjoy your candy. You deserve it for putting up with us.
You know, maybe you should save that for later when you're trying to get him on the plane.
There's a little something special in this candy. Johnny should get very sleepy by the time we get to the airport. He won't make a peep on the plane.
Well, what about when he gets to Chicago? I don't want these people thinking we're delivering a sick kid.
Don't worry. It'll start wearing off by then.
I just don't want any complications. I don't like complications.
There won't be any. Well, there, Johnny. You're going to love going to Chicago and meeting your new mommy and daddy. They're really rich, and you're going to have everything you ever wanted in life. Everything you've ever dreamed of.
Do you have all your instructions?
Yes. Yes, I've got the plane tickets, the papers. Yes, we do. The papers and the name and address of Johnny's new parents.
I suggest you stop calling him Johnny right now.
Fernando.
Just don't forget. Do not leave the kid until the parents give you the full amount in cash.
Money I don't forget.
And don't forget to count it, Dora. Because if you don't come back to me with the full balance, I promise you, it will not be a delightful situation for you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Good.
When do I get paid?
After you've delivered Fernando, and you've brought me the balance, then you'll get your share, provided there are no slip-ups.
Don't worry. You look so cute. We'll be just fine, won't we, Bambino?
I'm gonna walk because of you, Kane. And I'm gonna go home in spite of you.
I never dreamed there would be so many bars ending in D-O, and this is just California?
You're lucky it wasn't G-O. They said they had everything in the dictionary under a go-go.
Well, let me know when the other lists come in. Any messages?
Well, your wife stopped in before lunch. She spoke with Miss Wainwright, and then she left, and I asked her if there was any messages, but she didn't say anything.
Oh, well, I'm sure she'll have plenty to say when I get home. Thank you, Irene. There. Mason Capwell.
You think you're real smart, Capwell?
I don't know what you mean.
You think I don't know who you are? You tried to set me up, Capwell. That was real stupid.
Listen to me. I want to know about Eden, if she's still all right.
She might be.
I want to talk to her. I'll pay you anything you want, but first I have to know for certain that she's all right.
You don't make the rules here. I do. And you'll be getting those rules real soon. And when you do, you better follow them to the letter. Or that pretty little sister of yours, she is as good as dead.
Anything?
Not really. The only kids near his age have already been checked out. If they took him out of town, they obviously didn't use a commercial airline.
Well, maybe they drove him out. Or maybe they took a train or a bus before the checkpoints were set up.
On the other hand, they had no way of realizing how much time was left for them to work with before Jane and Brick would catch on.
So you think maybe Johnny is still here in Santa Barbara?
I think it's a possibility. Maybe they decided to wait a while, let things cool down before they made a move. You get anything on Stedman?
Nothing, unless he's living in the middle of a sand dune. That was the address he gave. I talked to everybody in the area, and nobody so much as seen or heard from him, or about him.
Well, you didn't really expect that address to check out, did you, Cruz?
No, they've been much too careful to get sloppy now. Obviously dealing with professionals. I don't know, maybe we should try L.A. and San Diego, maybe in San Francisco, see if there's any other children cases like this where there were similarities.
Cruz, I hate to break it to you, but Brick's out in the office. He's really upset about this whole thing.
Well, I know that, Pearl. I can't push a rope up a hill. Why don't you check the airport? Maybe they're trying to get out of town today. Check the departures in case they think we're getting close. Maybe they want to move today.
Dick, meaning Eleanor and I, we split up the airline.
No, why don't you take Jane and Brick? I'd like Eleanor to work with me today.
Oh, I see. I get stuck with all the legwork out of the office. Is that it?
Now, what the hell is that supposed to mean? We're trying to find a kid. Somebody has to decide how the best way to do that is. I'm the boss. I appoint myself to make these kind of decisions. You got a problem with that, Pearl?
I got no problem.
How about you? You got a problem?
Huh?
Great.
Eden? Eden, where are you? Eden! Eden!
What are you doing? Kane?
Where did you go?
You know, I was only trying to
You're
get
not supposed to go off by yourself. Do you know that?
Kane, please, I was just...
You're trying to ruin everything we've worked for. Is that what you want, Eden?
No.
Good. Well, that's good. You're going to do exactly what I tell you. And if I can't trust you, I'm going to tie you to this chair. Even if I have...
You checked through to Chicago. You should board immediately, Miss Lozano.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Let's go, Fernando.
Hey, easy. Been here once. Let's just one more check, okay? Excuse me, son.
Yeah.
Have you had a passenger with a small child check in today at all? I mean, a very small, let's say under 3 years old?
Yeah, we just had a young lady from the Philippines en route from Manila to Chicago. She was flying with her little boy.
Little boy look anything like this?
No, not at all.
You look again. No, come on, it's a dead end. Let's go. Wait a minute, hold it a second. Why is somebody going to fly from Manila to Chicago and stop in Santa Barbara? It doesn't make any sense. They'd fly through L.A., right?
Yeah.
Right. Can we get a look at this Filipino lady?
Yeah, sure.
Look, he didn't recognize the picture. Let's just go,
What are you
please.
talking about? It doesn't hurt to double check. Let's just double check.
The flight to Chicago is ready in line for takeoff.
Can you pull it?
No, not without police authority.
Couldn't have been Johnny anyway. He would have recognized him.
So, where do we go now?
Back to the beginning.
We have gone over every detail 10 times.
And we'll probably go over every detail 100 times before we're through.
But we're not getting anywhere, Cruz. We just keep hitting ourselves up against a blank wall everywhere we turn in this case.
What is your problem, Eleanor? You never handled a case like this before? Is that what you're going to tell me? I saw your resume. You go till you find something, all right? There's got to be something we've missed. Get off my
There
head.
isn't.
Yes, there is. Every formula has an imperfection. No matter how professional these people are, they have miscalculated someplace. And when we stop overlooking what they overlooked, then we'll have them. It's simple.
Maybe Pearl came up with something at the airport.
Speaking of whom, what has been bugging him?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. He's been acting weird. About the last 2 weeks, I'd say. Ever since you came...
Since I came on the team?
Yeah. Is there something going on I should know about?
Hey, Cruz, I thought this was all business here.
Eleanor! Talk to me.
Well, I don't want to make any judgments here, but Pearl seems to be a relatively normal man with all the usual inclinations, and I've been told that I'm not unattractive.
As a matter of fact, you're beautiful.
Thanks, boss.
Here, I made you some tea. You know, if you want to go inside, I cleaned up everything and put it all away.
The dishes, too?
No, the dishes were kind of a lost cause. I didn't like them anyway.
Guess that's why you smashed them in a lot of teeny pieces, huh?
I said I was sorry. I'm not sure what else I need to say.
Maybe you'd like to tell me why.
I don't know. I don't know what gets into me. I came back. You weren't here. Suddenly, it was like you were never coming back.
No, I couldn't get very far on my own.
I know that if I thought, but I was here and you weren't, and I don't know. It was like a dark cloud came over me.
Well, then I suppose you can understand why that scares me.
I don't mean to. It's just that I think about you leaving, you know, before you're ready. I mean, the idea of you going to a place where people hurt each other the way they do, and the thought of you getting hurt, it sends me into a panic. It's only because I care so much what happens to you.
Yeah, well, if you care about me, you shouldn't bully me around.
I said I was sorry.
Yeah, you said you were sorry before, too. That didn't stop you from flying into another rage. And you know what that makes me want to do? It makes me want to run. But I can't run. And you know that.
You've got to know that I would never hurt you.
I don't know that. I don't know that you wouldn't turn on me.
I swear to you, from this moment on, I will never, ever get angry with you or treat you that way again. I swear.
Tonight on Matlock, a millionaire's live-in nurse and sole heir to his fortune is charged with his murder. Did she or didn't she? It's a case for Matlock to unwind. Check out the crime-solving genius of Matlock, starring Andy Griffith. Then on the NBC Tuesday night movie, an innocent girl goes to jail. But what a cruel judge put her through is a crime. Andy Griffith and Ralph Waite star in the riveting movie Crime of Innocence tonight.